Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mancillon. I hope you're having a good day. I was going through this emotional hurricane inside. So I wasn't sure I was going to come today, but I feel better now, so I thought I'd come. I wanted to discuss a few ideas. The first one is I was asking heaven for the mass arrest of all the criminal cabal and all that, all the criminal groups. And Spirit, the reflection I got immediately is that I was very severe. Because in truth, I should be only love, and there is all the criminality is already being exposed for everyone to see, and the humans are there. So it's not for heaven to intervene in cleaning up our own mess in many ways. So it's going to be it's going to take, if God wants things to change, when they're going to be, it's going to be time for them to be removed. They will be removed. But everything is now visible. It is all part of the of what is already obvious. So we'll see. We will. I will still continue to petition heaven, not for the freedom of the world. Sometimes they ask me to do that, to be the responsible on that level, but I have no clue what to do sometimes. And the card of the day is the higher power. To know how to learn how to work efficiently with the higher powers, the forces of heaven, the spiritual realm. Because to God there is no time. Time does not exist. He was always eternal. He is eternal now. He will always be eternal, and he always sees things from the position of eternity. So the cause and the effect to God are one. The good deeds are rewarded as good deeds, and the bad deeds are rewarded as bad deeds in the non-time. But in truth, God loves the drama of creation. He's like, he gave free will, and so he will allow. He enjoys the fight between the darkness and the light, because he knows through the eternal path of consciousness, the law of cause and effect being perfect, every soul will have to harvest the fruits of its creation. And so it is not easy to accept, to integrate as linear beings. So it's like but since the law is perfect, there is the eternal process of the law of evolution will definitely teach every being in due time. So because if there is a time of judgment, the light beings will not be confused with the dark holograms, and there is certain ones, because we're getting close to a point where God, where the cosmos, God, and all the forces of the universe will create this shift on the earth. For now, it is still time for certain reforms. What I perceive is that the young souls, they do not struggle. They're very greedy. They're very cupid. They're very easily attracted towards the dark and doing the dark, and they don't see the cause and effect. And then the adolescent soul, the adolescent souls, they're more, they either polarized positively or negatively, and they fight against each other. And then the old souls, they realize that all is one, and the struggle is within. So it's like the most struggle is from the old souls. If you're struggling, it's because probably an old soul. But we seek to find our inner peace and balance, to resolve this inner conflict, this inner fight, those part of ourselves that wants to move in different directions. But I know that God is infinite love, infinite mercy, and infinite wisdom. So at some point, I know that truth will come about. Personally, I have no clue on how to achieve this amazing vision that God has been revealing to me as the next step in my life. I have absolutely no clue. I have to wait for it to come, because I really, and then there's a lot of responsibility that's been showing me. Of course, I recognize the increase in inner light. I recognize all the work I'm doing on the inner planes and all of that. So it's like I'm not dismissing all the work I've been doing, but I know also in this new life, there's things that have no choice. It's already set. But there is always going to be, like, moment by moment, choices will need to be made. Well, we'll make the right choices, of course, but it's about being bold and fearless. It's like they're revealing things to me. They feel sometimes like very bizarre. It's like I'm going to have to wear a bulletproof jacket at some point. It's like it's not very my style, but since I've been a non-violent person, but I've always chosen non-violence. But it's very strange, and I'm not really sure. Maybe if I have to get into politics at some point, there will be a need for that, because but we'll see. For everything has a thesis and antithesis. Antithesis. It means every truth has two sides, and sometimes it flips, and sometimes I feel I have negative judgment upon myself, and it's like, but then I try to make a positive affirmation to the contrary, like yesterday it was like, clearly I am unlucky in love. But then I'm going to say, from now on, I am lucky in love. It's like, I'm shifting that. Although I had some wonderful relationship, it's just what I'm going through right now. Because God gives, but then He will take back, and then He will give again, then He will take back again. It is like, until it solidifies and manifests. But until then, it is all part of the field of probability and possibility. And we cannot make a choice beyond our level of understanding or our level of consciousness. And you cannot expect people to accept an understanding if they're not ready if their consciousness has not reached that level. And so we have to deal with the people as they are in level of consciousness. The higher wisdom for today, the observer for today is the trees. It's about being anchored. It's very very solid. The trees are very solid, and they're very anchored into the earth. They're very calm and peaceful. We're just like trees. We need to be anchored and grow towards the sky, but we have very complex emotion to deal with. The highest wisdom is the baby. This baby keeps coming up. I don't know. What we need to understand is the farm, to be self-sufficient, to be able to nourish ourselves and others. What we need to do is karmic relation. This is what I'm dealing with right now. There's no choice. It's like this storm was like, I'm trying to find some peace of mind in relationship to a relationship that I can't afford to even investigate right now. And the fact that I wanted to remove that was creating these huge emotional storms within me. And the outcome will be wisdom. So there is wisdom that is coming, and it's like the unicorn, it's like its third eye that's like pointing out. So also we have to understand that every details sometimes small details are very important, but for this, sometimes much more important than the whole. But we need to keep an eye on the whole as well. But the details are very important. We have to be detail oriented. Yet the whole is important. Plato used to say that love was the pursuit of the whole. And it was also the I'm sorry, I'm still under the weather. I have this huge cacophony in my head. I can't even hear myself. But it's like it was also the ultimate pursuit of Albert Einstein. He was trying to reconcile. He never found the equation. And the linear physics on the material plane, the quantum physics on the subatomic level, and the cosmic physics. They react on very different level of consciousness. Therefore, they have completely different relationship. Their action and reaction, they're completely different. But that doesn't mean the equation doesn't exist. It's just he hasn't found it. And this idea of the one life needs to be accepted through our own faith, and that there is only one life, and we are it. It is the Creator, all that is. We have to accept it. Then the revelation comes to confirm that, this one love, the great divine love, and it is the energy that supports, that sustains, that guides, that maintain, that control, that separates things. For time is a separator, and that is the Creator. So for the separation is like the separation is only on the physical plane. For within, there is no separation on the spiritual plane. So when you tune into the spiritual part of ourselves, then you can create anything and experience anything. But then how do you insert? Sometimes it's very I don't see how to insert it into the physical reality of linear time. Yet I'm experiencing it fully in the astral planes, or the astral spiritual. But sometimes it doesn't feel like it's enough, It's like I want a fulfillment on the physical plane as well. It's like maybe I'm greedy for that, greedy for light, for love, for peace. For it is there was this saying in the American Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, is that we have inalienable rights to life, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness. And those are part of the rights that were given by the Creator. And right now we kind of deprive of that, and we live in tyrannical Orwellian systems with all those crazy tax systems, and they're financing crazy wars, and they're having completely completely, completely. They're just completely mad. Huh? It's like, but people should see it, and there's a lot of truth coming out. A lot of people saying it, and hopefully this they will deconstruct all that energy and will shift into something else. For the more we find the best moment that we have the most peace. So I feel when I have the most peace is when I have no desire. When I have no desire, I have this peace. But then the desires always come up, because the desire is the fuel of evolution. There was no desire, we would never get out of bed. We're just like just we wouldn't eat, we wouldn't sleep, we wouldn't drink, we'd just be. It's like in my original state, I had no desire. We didn't need to eat, drink, sleep, or anything. We just are. It's just beingness was enough. It was full. It was full of all of life, eternal life, and there was no need for anything outside of that. But then one day God said, "Hey, just check that out." It's like, okay, do we want to do that? And then we checked it out. I said, well, it looks interesting. And then sometimes I wonder if it was a wise choice to engage, but here we are. So there's like this body of desire is really the engine of evolution, is what makes things move forward. So and in the future, when we move to the higher plane, joy will be will be replaced by joy and happiness, the fuel of our desires. I also wanted to say that the I am presence is my I am presence, where we have this I am presence, this great minister, this Spirit of God, that is a very paradisical spirit, pre-personal spirit, that is our minister. It has infinitely more access to reality and consciousness than I do. It's guiding me towards a reality that is so amazing. I just don't know how I'm going to make all of that happen, but we'll see. For it is on such a higher level. Sometimes I envy those in the higher spirit realm, because they're not bound by cellular memory and physicality. But we do. It must be a very useful part. Must be useful for us to be here. So just want to make the best of it. Ultimately, we want our soul to be fused, to become our soul, that our human consciousness becomes our eternal soul, and to fuse with our I am presence, and so we can become one being, one integrated being, at which points we'll have all that access. It's going to be quite wonderful. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I thank you very much for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, and for your donations. That's really helping me still right now to survive. The fact that I cannot paint also is really like, it's always been what's keeping me sane in this world. The ability to paint is, because I always thought the world was insane, but since I was painting, I could, my life had sense, and for the past 3 years, I haven't been able to paint. It's been really, really difficult. The observer of the day is the celebration. It's like intimacy, celebration, great times. So it's past, present, future. So we still have to deal. The past is the silence, is the star. It is we come from the ethers and we journey to the stars. We move from the stars to the innermost planes of consciousness. That's a very powerful mantra, key. We come from the ethers and we journey to the stars. We move from the stars to the innermost planes of consciousness. And so that has been integrated. It's been where we are now is the magician. Is the magician. It is the power of the one. It is there is all kinds of magic that is going on. It's going to be more of that. And in the future, it is the miser, it is the lack, it is the limitation, the physical limitation, the lack of access to finances and all that. And there is the burdens. We're carrying burdens because once we are free financially, the burdens will vanish. So what the way is about being clear-minded. We're going to eventually reach this level of higher consciousness that are going to free us from within ourselves. It is the guidance. We're still following the guidance, following what comes from within and above. And on the outside world is the compromise. Sometimes we need to compromise. Sometimes there's no choice, but we have no choice to compromise just because of the physical limitations. And but the way to go about it will be about going moment by moment, to be well anchored within the now. Well, I hope this resonates with you. It's like just the cards are just the way they come out. And I'm going to finish with this song. It talks about the storms are raging all around my door. And it's like, but this person in this song, he has this wonderful woman that's with him to help him navigate the storm. So if you're in a loving relationship, just cherish that. Know you are here to support each other. When you're alone, it is more challenging. But it's called The Man in Me. La 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 la. La 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 la. The man in me will do nearly any task, and as for compensation, there's a little he would ask. Take a woman like you to get through to the man in me. La 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 la. La 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 la. Storm clouds are raging all around my door. I think to myself I might not take it anymore. Take a woman like your kind to find the man in me. But oh, what a wonderful feeling just to know that you are near. Set my heart a reeling from my toes up to my ear. The man in me will hide some time to keep from being seen, but just because he doesn't want to turn into some machine. Took a woman like you to get through to the man in me. La 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 la. La 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 la. I couldn't help thinking, like, if he can be physically with this woman that I feel so close to, I can bring her back energetically, rather than fighting against the fact that we're not together and she's with other people. This challenge, she's probably only with other people because I'm not there. But and I have no choice in the matter. Spirit is not leaving me a choice in that matter. It's like very not so easy to deal with. So the highest wisdom is patience. The observer of the day is patient. The highest level is love. The highest is love, to continue to love regardless, to be loved, to continue to cultivate the sense of love. What needs to be understood is acceptation of the time condition, acceptation of ourselves, acceptation of all that is. What we need to do is the renewal, a brand new beginning, something new. And the outcome will be work. So I'm really eager to get to work. There's so much work to do, and like, I hope that's not going to come in 30 years when I get to my third Saturn return. It's like, hey, yeah, you're 95, you're 90 years old now. You know, you can get to work now. It's like, well, okay, fine. Well, I know I'm destined to have a very long life on this planet. So, but still, I would still like to get it going as quickly as possible, so I can start the process and get the wheels turning. Well, thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.